Right.
And I'm like, if you want to understand the Middle East, you cannot split Middle East from religion.
No.
There is no separation of mosque and state in the Middle East.
Mm.
So fundamentally, every time you interpret the Middle East, you have to interpret the Middle East through the lens of the Middle East, which is Islam. So when I talk like that, a lot of people say you're conspiracy theorist, you're a Zionist, you're Christian Zionist. I'm like, no. I'm trying to translate to you as someone who is born in the Islamic world. I lived half of my life in the Islamic state of Egypt under Sharia law.
Yes.
No freedom.
Yeah.
Tyranny.
You were there during the rise of the Muslim Brotherhood.
No,
right?
I actually left a few years before. Thank
okay.
God I
Yeah.
wasn't there because
Yeah.
we would have been killed.
Yeah.
My family would have been slaughtered. So I was there under moderate Islam.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So what I'm telling you is moderate Islam. It's
Right.
pretty bad. People are like, this is bad. I'm like, dude, that's moderate Islam.
Mhm.
Muslim Brotherhood. So I'm trying to translate to people a word, the Quran and the Hadith, and a worldview. And it sounds to you like a conspiracy theory. And it goes back to American isolationism. You can't view the Middle East through the lens of an American. You have to view the Middle East through the lens of Islam and Muslims.
Right.
So you cannot understand the conflict of the Middle East because now the anti-Israel crowd, and I'm not telling you need to support Israel all the way, all the time, and in every single decision, and I'm not telling you need to support Israel biblically. I'm giving you a modernist, logical, coherent,
Right.
systematic worldview argument because I know the Gen Z crew, you're not dispensationalist, no problem, you're entitled to your own opinion. But what I'm trying to explain to you from a modernist, logical, philosophical, moral fact, you have to see the Middle East through the lens of Middle East. So now you got Tucker and Candace saying, oh, the reason the Muslims are attacking and they hate America, that's the America in 9/11, is because we attacked their land and we took their land and Iraq war. I'm like, dude, I was there before 9/11, before Iraq war. They hate America because they hate Christianity. They hate Christianity because they hate freedom. And that is the reason they hate the West.
Yeah.
So you people in Iran are not screaming death to America because you attacked Iraq.
Yeah.
No, they're screaming death to America because America is a representation of Christendom. Christendom, one nation under God.
Yep.
They hate Israel because Israel is a representation of Judaism
Yeah.
or the ancient Jewish faith.
Right.
So you're having the hate towards Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament and the New Testament, and you're also having hate towards Jesus, the God of the New Testament, and he's also in the Old Testament. So you're having the hate against the Christian, Jewish God, Yahweh, whatever you want to do. So you have death to America, death to Israel, death to the Jewish people, death to Christians. And I was in Egypt in 9/11, and I watched my friends celebrate the death of 3,000 Americans, saying, death to America, victory to Allah. But the problem we have at the moment is that most conservatives on the right at the moment, and I'm willing to go against them, even if it's not popular, they're not viewing the Middle Eastern world through the lens of Islam.
Right.
They're using it through lens of, George Bush, geopolitical, the neoconservative.
Right.
You know, and I'm like, that's not how the Middle East, see, that's how America works because you're very liberal and secular already.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the proof in the pudding. You're watching a religious war. Like the guy is like Iran is literally saying death to America, and people are saying it's not religious. I'm like, he literally said death to America.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, oh, Iran doesn't want to attack us. I'm like, they literally said death to America. They literally said Allahu Akbar.
Right.
It's like when Muslims go on the streets of New York, when Muslims go on the streets of Michigan, when the Muslims go on the streets of Virginia and North Carolina and scream death to Israel, Allahu Akbar. What does Allahu Akbar mean? So, and then you watch Tucker Carlson say, oh, Sharia law, yeah. We're very worried about Sharia law, right? Yeah, right. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, more than half of the world is under Sharia law.
That's right.
I'm like, Sharia law is the most real thing. It's more real than leftism, liberalism, communism. Actually, we already have in London pseudo Sharia laws of hate speech laws.
Yeah.
And we already have blasphemy laws, which is Islamophobia laws. There is already Sharia law in London, I call it London Stan, in Paris, in Europe. You can go to jail for criticizing Islam. In fact, right now, there's a Spanish priest who's going through court against a Muslim institution in Spain. He'll potentially go 3 to 5 years in jail
Wow.
for criticizing Islam.
Right.
Sharia law is a thing.